As we grow up, our perspective on life gradually changes. We care more about peace than noise, prioritize deep conversations over superficial small talk, and seek genuine relationships instead of forced connections. Over time, we learn to let go of what no longer fits, no longer have the clarity to defend unnecessary rigid situations, and increasingly cherish moments of tranquility. But even after months of feeling drained, many still grapple with a seemingly simple mistake that profoundly impacts their peace. They continue to step into places that exhaust their spirit, create heavy moods, or remind them of old wounds. They find themselves in homes that do not truly welcome them, where their presence is only reluctantly accepted and not valued. Visiting someone might seem like a harmless action, but as we mature, we need to be more selective about the spaces and people we spend our time with. Not every door is worth entering. Not every place offers the comfort you deserve. Some homes may leave you feeling out of place, disrespected, or even taken advantage of, and these are the places you should avoid, no matter how expansive your schedule may be. In today's video, we will explore 7 types of homes you should avoid as you enter adulthood. Protecting your inner peace is just as important as taking care of your physical health, and when you understand this, you'll see that staying away from certain spaces is a crucial step towards achieving a happier, more serene, and meaningful life. There are places, whether familiar or long-standing, that are no longer suitable for your success. There are doors that when you step through, you feel your energy being drained instead of being replenished. And there are people, once close, who now only bring a burden every time. However, many still bind themselves to appear in those places, even though they feel uncomfortable inside. They continue to visit homes filled with tension, places where they are not greeted with sincerity. They step into spaces that only bring exhaustion, where every conversation revolves around advice rather than nuisance, arguments, or even criticism. You may have experienced this. The feeling of going to a place and leaving with a heavy soul. You realize that you are simply a secondary customer, not someone eagerly awaited. Your presence does not bring joy to anyone but is just part of a social communication habit. Maturity is learning to choose the spaces that suit you. Not every invitation needs to be accepted. Not every open door is worth stepping through. Especially when time and energy become precious assets, you need to allocate them to places that truly bring peace and to people who are genuinely valuable. In the next section, we will explore the types of homes you should avoid, no matter how bound the social relationships may be. Because mental well-being is more important than any politeness, and once you realize this, you will understand that saying no to negative spaces is a way to protect yourself. 1. The house where you are not truly welcomed. There is a particularly uncomfortable feeling when entering a place where you know your presence is not desired. It could be awkward handshakes, bland social smiles, or reluctant glances. Some families invite you only out of politeness, not because they genuinely want to see you. They may not say it outright, but their attitude says it all. If you sense a disconnect, even if every visit leaves you feeling like an unwelcome guest, continue to visit. Your time is worth more than that, and you deserve to be around those who truly value you. 2. The house full of tension and negativity. There are spaces brimming with conflict, where every conversation ends in argument or distress. These are the homes you enter with a relaxed spirit but leave with a headache. Harsh words, endless gossip, atmospheres so heavy that you feel suffocated. If a house always leaves you mentally drained, it's best not to return. You don't have time to spend in a place that should help you relax, not one that depletes your energy. 3. The house that only seeks you when they need help. Some people only remember you when they need something done. When they face difficulties, they call you. When they need to borrow money, they look for you. When they need someone to watch their children, they don't hesitate to ask. But when you need someone to listen, a shoulder to lean on, they silently disappear. A relationship based solely on interests is not a real relationship. If you realize a home only opens its doors when they want something from you, it's time to stop entering. 4. The house where you feel like a burden. Have you ever entered a home where the people inside keep looking at the clock, sighing, or seem busy the moment you arrive? There are places where even if you do nothing wrong, you still feel uncomfortable. These are the spaces where you constantly wonder if you should leave, where you feel more like a nuisance than a guest. Don't force yourself to go to places that aren't meant for you. A true home is one that offers warmth and welcome, not one that makes you feel small and unwanted. 5. The house that lacks respect for you. Respect is not a luxury. It is a fundamental value in any relationship. If you find yourself in a house where your words are interrupted, your opinions ignored, or you are treated dismissively, that is not a place for you. It doesn't matter how long you've known them or how many beautiful memories you have there. If a place no longer gives you the respect you deserve, you don't need to stay. Maturity is learning to keep only those relationships that appreciate you. 6. The house negatively impacting your mental well-being. There are spaces that make you feel suffocated just by entering. They may be filled with too many painful memories, unresolved stories, or simply an unhealthy environment. Some people may not mean to, but the negativity within their home can be enough to make you feel exhausted. Don't trade your peace of mind for obligatory relationships. Choose places that help you feel at ease, not those that burden you even after you leave. 7. The house that doesn't align with your maturity. Life is about growth, and so are people. What once made you feel comfortable may no longer suit you today. Some places where you once felt connected now only hold old stories, toxic habits, and people who cling to outdated ways of living. If there's a place that doesn't help you grow or bring positive value, leave it behind. Maturity also involves letting go of what no longer fits to make way for better things. Not every place you've been deserves a return visit. Not every relationship needs to be maintained. And not every home offers welcome. In your journey of maturity, learning how to choose the spaces and people you spend your time with is an essential step in protecting your peace of mind. Prioritize places where you feel valued, rather than those that only bring exhaustion and hurt. As we grow up, we come to understand an important truth. Not every place is meant for us, not every door needs to be opened, and not every relationship is worth keeping. It's time for you to prioritize your peace of mind. Time is the most valuable asset you possess. Every moment you spend dealing with toxic environments, every hour wasted in homes that drain you, is time you'll never get back. At this stage of life, you cannot allow negativity to invade your mind and spirit any longer. You need to make wiser choices, not only about where you go but also about the people you engage with. Learning to walk away is not a sign of weakness, but an act of self-respect. When you decide not to step into spaces that don't suit you, it is not cold, it is an essential act for yourself. Don't feel guilty for choosing peace over obligatory relationships. Don't close the door on homes that only bring you unease, disdain, or disrespect. You owe no one your presence, but you owe yourself a life of tranquility and happiness. True joy does not lie in the quantity of relationships you maintain, but in the quality of the connections you have. A life with a few sincere people is always better than a life cluttered with superficial relationships. Let go of what no longer serves you, embrace what adds value, and cherish those who truly care about you. Growing up means learning to live for yourself, not to please others. Not every invitation needs to be accepted, not every phone call requires a response, and not every door needs to be opened. The greatest power you have as you mature is the ability to choose how to spend your time, where to direct your energy, and who deserves a place in your life. Let your choices come from you, not from pressure, not from the chaos, but from the genuine desires of your heart. If these words resonate with you, start making changes today. Begin to make choices that bring you peace, learn to say no to what no longer fits, and focus on what truly makes you happy. Because in the end, your happiness is in no one else's hands. It is in yours.